All right, here we are for the finals. Playing first. And what does this hand really do? We play Ogre Sentry. If we draw a land, we get to play Battle Rampart. We've got shields up a bit, and then we have a Vent Sentinel. Yeah, I think we can keep this one. A lot of good draws for us here, too. Mainly just lands, but, you know, we could Mize an Island here at some point as well. That's one of the worst draws, but we're going to have to rely on this Ogre Sentry to kind of hold the fort until we can draw out as far as lands go. Apparently in kind of a big way, so your move. Another card we'd like to see is like a Prophetic Prism. That would be totally acceptable. All right, he's missing land drops. We're missing land drops. This is going to get ugly. We're on the play, though, so we're not discarding. And I like our chances if we hit. He's on blue-black. Wow, he's playing this? All right, well, we hit. Yeah, play this guy. And then basically our plan is just to draw one more land, play Vent Sentinel, and start doming him. That's how we're going to do this. And he's missing land drops again. This is a big turn for us. If we hit a land here, we're in pretty good shape. Given that he's missed double Murph. Wow. Just calmly hit the nuts, so that's nice. Vent Sentinel. We can give it haste, but we can't activate it, so we just say go. Normally, it's interesting because normally a deck would be able to punish a slow start like this by attacking, and we could have him down to like 8 here or something, but instead, we're going to have to settle for this, which is perfectly reasonable in my mind. Snake Umbra. So this turn can be Snake Umbra and Enclave Cryptologist. And then we don't actually hit him this turn, but we set up card draw forever. So I think that actually makes good sense. We don't get to hit him at all, though, which is a little annoying. But I want to get this Cryptologist down so that we can start adding counters to it. Even just for the loot, we're going to be happy. Haven't been able to use our Battle Rampart. Mainly that combos in this deck with the Overgrown Battlement. That's kind of what you want to be doing there. Narcolepsy is not going to do what you want here. So the way this works is Narcolepsy puts a trigger on the stack, and I can just use it in response. So this is not an amazing play by our opponent because it just really doesn't do anything here. And yes, I would love to draw a card. Thank you. And a land? No. Okay, so let's put a counter on this. We have no other plays, realistically. Hopefully this thing doesn't die. It doesn't. We can get Vendetted there pretty nicely. And then we have to discard something that we don't care about. I feel like Mnemonic Wall is a keeper here. Gargomazo is definitely... These are kind of all keepers. All right, let's get rid of Rapacious One here. We're a few mana away from being able to cast it. And even though it's nice against him, it's really good against him, I think that we can just beat him with our plan A here. All right, now he's starting to dig out because he's going to get to search a bit here and try to find another land. And he doesn't? Jeez. It looks like we're pretty well set up to somehow scrape past the double Merfolk Observer deck here. Now, he did hit a land, but doesn't have anything with it. And... we're going to have to just sort of lock up our mana here doing this, but yeah, doing a bunch of damage to him and drawing an extra card, I am perfectly fine doing that. All right, there's a mana. Probably just play Gargomazoa here. Let's loot. I can't draw a card this turn anyway. Ondu Giant, that's probably a keep, though maybe not given our ridiculous hand here. Flame Slash kills 2 things thanks to Mnemonic Wall. Yeah, let's just get rid of it and just play Gargomazoa here. That means we don't take any more damage now. We didn't level up our Enclave Cryptologist, but we do have a looter, and that's darn good. Like we don't really feel a huge pressure to try to get it up to what's it called? Super quick. All right, so draw 2 cards and shuffle a card from your hand. So Zebeon's an interesting one. He gets to draw 2, go up to 7, and then shuffle whatever his worst card is away. It's not of the 2 that he drew. It's just any card from his hand. So he's got some momentum going, but his deck is bad. These are not good cards. Narcolepsy is really good, but... Okay, well, now he's starting to come around a little bit. We might have to Flame Slash that at some point, but Zulaport Enforcer is that level up costs 4, and the level up cost on a level creature is the most important thing to look at. Anything that costs 1 is amazing, 2 is good, 3 is playable, and 4 starts to get pretty sketchy. I mean, this guy's fine, but like leveling up for 4 mana is a tall order for sure. Okay, so no plays here. But we're going to do this for literally the rest of the game. I could even loot in response, but I don't want to. So let's see what I get here. And we hit some more mana, which is really all we want at this point. Think I can loot, level up, play Ogre Sentry seems fine. Since we're not... If I could play 2 walls there, I would, but 1's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's dead if he doesn't kill something in 2 turns here. And he's got to kill our Guard Gomazoa. Wave Watch, interesting. Not leveling it up. Venerated Teacher. All right, now things get interesting. This is going to be unblockable, so we got to keep an eye out for that thing. This is probably our biggest problem right now. Him going from an 0-3 to an 0-6 on the same turn is a problem because it gets it out of Flame Slash range. That said, I still think that we're just racing this thing like pretty handily. Not super concerned. All right, now we're going to start drawing cards with this. And then we're going to play 1 land and play something, and then that'll kill him next turn. All right, there's another Vent Sentinel. Now, what do we want to do here? Just want to make sure that we don't die randomly here. Guard Gomazoa is going to hold down the fort pretty nicely here. I can play a reinforced Bulwark and give it haste so I can actually use it so we take 1 less. If he wants to move in on this, he's at 2. He needs to get to 5. So 2, so that's 2, 4. So he needs to spend a ton of mana unless he has another Venerated Teacher in hand. Other options are play an island, Flame Slash something, and Narcolepsy something else. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have exactly lethal. You know, I think I'd rather just risk it and just play the Bulwark here, because this way if he kills one of our defenders, then we get to still kill him when we untap. Because the Narcolepsy on our guy is not good, but it's also a little awkward because we don't have a way to get that last point of damage in. Okay, so... Well, he still needs to get rid of one of our guys because that puts him to 6. He's got 5 mana. Man, his deck is bad. Merfolk Observers, Death Cultists, even Enforcers are like not great. I see how he can win though. This card is very, very powerful. I mean, even just with 2... like this one's quite good, but this one's mediocre. He got quite a bit of value out of that. You know, he set himself up to go long. Unfortunately for him, he was behind for too long. He missed too many land drops, and I started to come out of it. And he also wasted his Narcolepsy on a Vent Sentinel, which is not going to get him anywhere. I mean, he's got a fully developed board, but yeah, he just doesn't have any way to really interact with what we're doing. Options. Interesting stuff. We could definitely ditch blue here, but I still feel like the the power of these cards outweighs the fact that we're playing a couple islands and he can get in there with his Halimar Wave Watch, I still think we're okay with that. Spawning Breath should probably come in. We saw Zulaport Enforcer and the 2/1 Bat, so that seems good. What did we pull last time? Revelation? No, we didn't pull Revelation. I don't remember. Oh, we pulled Arsonist last time. Yeah, that seems fine. Same play here. Just we have targets for it, so I like to bring it in. Okay, Heat Ray, Cryptologist that we can't cast, and then some more expensive spells. Probably a keep, but it's similar to last time. Like, if things go well, we can get there pretty nicely, but if they don't, we could lose fairly quickly. We're going to have to lean on Heat Ray like if he has a Zulaport Enforcer. There it is. Yep. So he gets to see what the top card of our library is, but who cares? Wow, that was a perfect draw. I was like doing the thing where you like think of a card. I'm thinking of a card. Maybe not perfect, but a perfectly fine draw. It blocks both of these guys, so that's nice. And he's going to do nothing for his turn but dig for land, so this is great. And we draw a blank, but we also have nothing to play, and we're just going to say go. And basically, we're just going to try to get him with Heat Ray here. If he goes for the level ups, we'll just get him. All right. He did it. All right, and he conceded. I mean, it's hard to blame him there. Like, he's so far behind, even though I wouldn't have. I mean, we had a long way to go before we were winning that game, but he just got frustrated because I happen to have one of the few instant speed removals, I guess. All right, so that's it. Resi Eldrazi, that's my favorite deck to draft. It's one of my favorite draft decks in the history of Magic, period. Right up there with, spider spawning and that kind of stuff. I highly recommend giving it a shot. You do have to value those defenders higher than you normally would, but as you can see, you can be quite rewarded for it. All right, if you guys want to send a feedback email, limitedresourcespodcast@gmail.com is where you want to do that. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, very easy to do, Marshall_LR. You can come say hi, ask questions, all that kind of stuff. If you want to join the Limited Resources clan here on Magic Online, that's also easy to do. You only need two things. One, you're not a jerk. Two, you love Magic. If you meet those requirements, you too can be in the Limited Resources clan. We're over 3,000 members now. It opens you up to doing clan drafts and all that kind of stuff. It's really fun. And if you want that, just send me a message here on Magic Online, and I will get you an invite. You can be part of something cool. Last but not least, for all things Limited Resources, lrcast.com. Guys, we'll see you next week.